Good morning and afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the Blind Press YouTube channel and coffee stream number 133. And today it's Monday, and I hope everyone had a great weekend. I'm back here with some more news, and we're gonna have to listen to a fun recording as well. We are, as the stream is titled today, going to listen to Canada's version of Watergate, quite literally. This is pretty much Trudeau's Watergate. He's got nowhere to go. He's screwed. And also we have some news stories from Gunfox. So we'll get through all of those. Let's see here. Let's see who's here. Let's see. We've got Richo. Good afternoon or evening or whatever time of night it is there for you. Oh, hi, Rosie. Hi, Green Thunder. Let's see. Oh, Scotty's here. Hi, Scotty. All you need. Hello, Scott Carr. Good morning and afternoon. Brad Young, hi. RVA, good morning. Hope everyone's doing well on this lovely / slightly cold spring morning, afternoon. Oh, hi, Chadwick. Let's see. Irate, hi, buddy. Oh, and Pink Hollow, hi, honey. Now, before we get into all of the news, I just want to say that you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for sharing the stream out and everything, and sharing out my channel. Because I woke up this morning and I hit 390 subscribers this morning. So I just want to say thank you all so freaking much for subscribing, sharing, getting the name out there. You guys are awesome. I can't thank you guys enough. So thank you so much for that. She says, Rosie says, I don't often come here. But girl, you are amazing. So thanks for letting me be here. Aw. Well, I'm glad you're here. Great work, says Richo. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. It took me 2 months to get over the 350 mark. I've been at 350 for about a month and a half now, and then now I'm climbing again. So, and you broke 700, Irate. I saw that you're at like 713 or something like that now, so that's good. I get 2 and lose 3. Oh, that sucks. Hi, Seamus. So yes, let's see. I was attempting to paste all of my links in the Hangout so that I could just stay in one window and present myself. But that did not happen. So let's see. Do I have at least one of my links in chat? Yes, I do. I have one story here that I got put in my chat. And it is, I think it's about the Pope, but we'll see. I figured out how to present myself, so. Oh. Did I mute myself? No, I did not. Okay. Now, let's go here to this article. Come on, Safari, let's go. People want to read this. Oh, hello, Mr. Misanthropic. Let's see here. So hopefully you guys can see this. We've never seen anything like this. As Trump threatens to close border, migrants overwhelm Texas cities. So, let's see here. We've got an interesting story here. This is from USA Today. I'm sure you guys, if I'm presenting successfully, then we will, you will be able to read along with the screen reader. So here we go.
His appearance in El Paso on Wednesday, March 27, 2019, came as a temporary satellite processing center was set up under the Paso del Norte International Bridge. Mark Arlabi and Aaron Martinez and Samuel Gayton. Watch it. Connect. Link, email.
So there's the picture.
On a text element.
Let's skip through these links. Here we go.
Border Patrol agents expect to see more than 100,000 apprehensions and encounters with migrants in March, the highest monthly total in over a decade.
100,000 apprehensions and encounters? Holy fuck, dude. This is... I'm not presenting, of course not. Of course not. Okay, I will read this article, and then when I go get the next one, we will attempt the presentation again.
Vast majority of those crossing between ports of entry turn themselves into Border Patrol agents seeking asylum.
Okay, people, I don't think you understand. So you just walk, so you expect the Border Patrol to be able to deal with en masse asylum seekers just wandering in and being like, border agents, help us, help us. That doesn't work. It fucking doesn't work that way. You can seek asylum like that, you know, maybe 1, 2 at a time, but thousands at a time? It's not how this works. And then you can't get upset at a country for saying, look, whoa, there's way too many of you. We can't handle all of this. We have to stop taking people. Like that, you...
On Friday, Trump threatened to close the U.S.-Mexico border if Mexico didn't stop undocumented migrants from coming.
Now, I said this last night on The Blind and the Special. He's been threatening to do this since he was elected. He's got to either do it or stop threatening. You can't just be like, I'm going to close the wall, I'm going to close the border, I'm going to close the border, I'm going to close the border, and not close the border. Because you're just basically, you're like that parent who's like, stop hitting, or I'll take your Xbox away. Stop hitting or I'll take your Xbox away. Stop hitting or I'll take your Xbox away. Eventually, they're not going to believe you, and they're just going to keep hitting people. And the drug wars and the profitability will dry up for the cartels. And the laws against prostitution, and the cartels will lose yet another stream of revenue. Yep. Absolutely, Seamus. Oh, hello, Hawk Silk. Good evening to you.
End of El Paso. Under a bridge connecting the U.S. with Mexico, dozens of migrant families cram into a makeshift camp set up by link U.S. Customs and Border Protection.
Yes, because that's what you want for your children. Things in my country are so bad. I think I'm just going to not fill out any paperwork and wander across the border into another country and end up in a fucking tent city under a bridge. That's brilliant. That's just fucking brilliant. You know what? I feel entitled to my house that I'm staying in. I don't think I should have to pay rent. So, I'm just gonna stop paying rent. Oh, wait, it doesn't work that way? Oh. Fucking retards.
The families are there because permanent processing facilities have run out of room. You are currently on a text element.
Then stop coming in!
700 miles east, busload after busload of weary, bedraggled migrants crowd into the link Catholic Charities Humanitarian Respite Center in McAllen, Texas. You are set link Catholic Charities Humanitarian Respite Center in McAllen, Texas. You are currently on a link organizer. There are used to handling 200 to 300 migrants a day. Lately, the migrants have been arriving at a clip of around 800 a day, overflowing the respite center and straining city resources.
What the fuck are these people supposed to do? Legalize recreational cocaine. Oh, Seamus. Hi, Duck Dog. This is like, how can you do this to your citizens? Stop threatening it and just do it. Yes, the economy will take a hit, but not as badly as the Mexican economy. God, this is driving me to drugs. Seriously, though, why are we just empty threats? This is ridiculous. Empty threats are not going to solve anything.
It's staggering, McAllen City Manager Roy Rodriguez said. Really, we've never seen anything like this before. Link, along the Texas border with Mexico. From El Paso to Eagle Pass to the Rio Grande Valley, masses of migrants have been crossing the border in unprecedented numbers, overwhelming federal holding facilities and sending local leaders and volunteers scrambling to deal with the relentless waves of people. Hundreds of migrants are being held beneath the Paso del Norte International Bridge in El Paso as U.S. Customs and Border Protection has run out of space to process the asylum seekers. Above, two boys look out from the fence at the bridge as protesters demand their release. Image. You are 14
God.
Migrants being housed under the Paso del Norte International Bridge in E. Link, image, link. 100, link, image.
Oh, these are
Hundreds
just
of
all
migrants are being
pictures. They've got picture of, let's see how many pictures they've got here. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 pictures, and then there's another slide. So these are just picture after picture of these poor immigrants just under this bridge like cattle. Well, maybe they shouldn't have fucking come in here without legal paperwork. And they wouldn't be under a bridge with their children. What the fuck? I'm so sick of it. How can you do this to your kids? How can you drag them through a fucking desert and, worry about their dehydration and their health that way, and then drag them into a country without legal paperwork and force them to have to live under a fucking bridge because you guys are coming in such numbers that the states doesn't know what the fuck to do with you? The States has had to release thousands of you people into the country illegally because they have nothing to do. They have nowhere to put you. Seriously, where did they think they were going to go, says Chadwick. Did they think that when they got here, they would just be given jobs in a home? Yeah, they did. Maybe do it legally, for fuck's sake, says Mr. Misanthropic. Yeah, I know, right? No, this isn't the Daily Mail. This is USA Today. They think they should get housing and shit for free and never have to work for it, says Scotsman. Sadly, there are many that do. There are still immigrants that actually want to come here legally and work for their living in their homes, but unfortunately, a growing number of people who come here illegally are just expecting a handout. Richo says this is a complete setup by the Dems. Get as many in as you can. Yep. Yes, Richo. Australia does have half-hour time zones. Canada has 1 half-hour time zone. It's the Newfoundland time zone. They are an hour and a half ahead of the Eastern time zone. But I believe Australia has a few more than just one. Is there any more to this article? Yes, there is.
U.S. Customs and Border Protection Commissioner Kevin McAleenan said. Link.
Safari? The hell?
You are currently on a link to U.S. link. Wednesday during a visit to El Paso. That the border had hit its breaking point and urged Congress to come up with legislative solutions to the problem. You are current. Border Patrol officials were on pace in March for more than 100,000 apprehensions and encounters with migrants, the highest monthly tally in over a decade, he said. Around 90% of those, or 90,000, crossed the border between legal ports of entry.
90,000 people crossed the border between legal points of entry. That's fucking insane. That is the population of a moderately large city. Or no, it's a small city. That's the population of a small city that just came through in a month. That is insane. That is mind-boggling, the amount of people that have come through in between the legal checkpoints. So that means only 10,000 people went through the legal border crossings. 90,000 of them didn't.
The vast majority of those crossing between ports of entry turn themselves into Border Patrol agents seeking asylum.
Yeah, okay, you know what? If you all think, so the majority of 90,000 people want an asylum. The majority of 90,000 people that came in this month alone. We're not talking about all the asylum claims that are still pending from before this month. This is fucked up. I don't know where they think that they're all going to be put. I don't.
The surge numbers are just overwhelming the entire system, McAleenan said. Link. President Donald Trump recently declared to secure funding for a proposed wall. Link. President Donald Trump recently declared a national emergency at the border to secure funding for a proposed wall, despite congressional opposition. On Friday, the link. President in a tweet threatened to close the U.S.-Mexico border if Mexico didn't stop undocumented migrants from coming.
And they should. They should stop people from Honduras and Guatemala and El Salvador from using their country as a stepping stone to the U.S. My friend immigrated from Colombia legally, says all you need. Did you know that in Canada you have to ask to make an immigration application, and if it's a no, you're done. I did, actually. How about this, illegals? Get off our lawn. Nice. I like it. I like it, straight cis male. I like it.
But not even Trump's proposed wall could stop the wave of migrants overflowing shelters in the Rio Grande Valley, where the vast majority are turning themselves in to apply for asylum, McAllen Mayor Jim Darling said. A wall would go up on levees about a mile from the winding Rio Grande, which is the U.S.-Mexico border. Migrants will just have to cross the river to be in U.S. territory and seek asylum, he said.
Well, then how about you stop offering asylum for now? How about you tighten the guidelines for asylum? Or does that tread on breaking international law? That's an interesting thought, actually. Can they change the guidelines for asylum, or does that break international law? Interesting. I'll have to look into that.
That's not a solution for asylum seekers, Darling said.
No, it's not.
Once in the U.S., the migrants, mostly families from Central America, are crowding into facilities designed to hold single adult men, said Teresa Brown, Director of Immigration and Cross-Border Policy at the Washington-based Bipartisan Policy Center and a former CBP policy advisor for Presidents George W. Bush and Barack Obama.
Why do you have shelters specifically only set up to house single adult men? Why are you bringing in the single adult men who should be staying home and working to fix their countries? Why are you not bringing in their family? Why haven't you been bringing in the families? That seems like a fuck up on your part. They can tighten the guidelines, says Pincalo. And international law is a farce. It's all treaties and shit. All you get is a slap on the wrist by other governments. Yeah, Pincalo, that's true. The Guatemalan kid I went to school with runs a catering business and helps his dad with his 2 restaurants. He hates illegal aliens because they make him and his family look bad. Yeah, I would imagine so. Because that's who they target. Ugh. So, let's see here.
Snow players left. CBP Commissioner Kevin McAleenan says border region is at breaking point because of influx of migrants from Central America. Increasingly, smugglers are bringing larger numbers of families together and delivering them across the Rio Grande, knowing they'll overrun facilities and be released until their immigration court date, she said. Under U.S. law, Border Patrol is not supposed to hold any migrant for longer than 72 hours. Usually, Border Patrol hands them over to Immigration and Customs Enforcement, which can detain families for up to 20 days. But all of those facilities are overcrowded, Brown said, leading Border Patrol to skip the transfer to ICE and release migrants to shelters en masse.
Wow. When I was a kid in high school in Southern California, me and all the other Mexican kids made fun of the illegal kids. This, says Pincalo, this has to be an orchestrated thing to overwhelm everything. This has to be orchestrated.
This is a system-wide collapse, she said. In El Paso, migrant families press their faces against the chain-link fencing at the makeshift outdoor shelter under the Paso del Norte International Bridge as they awaited their turn to seek asylum. Children covered their mouths with swaths of mylar blankets and peeked through the fencing at passing Border Patrol guards.
This is sick. Why are you doing this to your children? use a surface cannon and shoot them over the border. I cannot imagine. This is 100% planned out, says Mr. Misanthropic. I tend to agree with you. I could not imagine dragging my kids into some other country without fucking paperwork, legal recourse to go to be there. Friggin', I could not do that. Like, what, where did the instincts to parent your children go? When you took it into your head to drag your kids across the desert into a country where you'd be shoved into an overcrowded shelter at best and put in a fenced-off paddock under a bridge at worst because you and your people can't be bothered to try and fix your own fucking countries. This is not. The general thinking is, well, they can't stop us all or they can't say no to everybody. And they're right. Well, they can. Yeah, they can. It's just a lot harder. Follow the narrative, peasant. That's all it is. Yeah. Overall, America is far better, and UK has allowed former ISIS fighters back. Yeah. And common sense and logic died long ago, says Hawk Silk. It did. Razor's Fist made a good point about how this will help. The wall will help Mexico too. It would. Thank you, Zombie Teddy. We need ED 209s to 209s to defend the border. That's awesome.
On Wednesday, more than 850 migrants were released to local shelters, marking a new high for El Paso. The numbers are expected to keep rising, according to Ruben Garcia, executive director of Annunciation House, a nonprofit that provides services to migrants released by federal authorities. It's going to be very, very challenging, he said. Garcia and other shelter organizers have relied on a growing number of volunteers to help with the increased migrants. Andy McCarthy, a retired nurse, and her husband, Michael, a retired physician assistant, traveled from Lake Huron, Michigan, to El Paso last week after their church put out a call to help for the Annunciation House. The McCarthys are among 12 full-time volunteers who help to sort clothes, handle day-to-day donations, and tend to the needs of hundreds of migrants arriving at the shelters each day. You are correct.
And look at how much... Look at all the things that people are donating to try and help. Because these people broke the fucking law. You've got people coming from the other side of the country, leaving their families behind, leaving their work, their jobs, to come volunteer to help these people who shouldn't even be in the country because they didn't do it legally. This is fucking ridiculous. Why? Why are we doing this?
We're here trying to show that migrants are fleeing conflict, McCarthy said.
You personally came from Michigan to show that migrants are facing conflict. That doesn't compute. Liberalism is a mental disease. Yep. Auto turrets, you have to man howitzers, says Duck Dog. That's awesome. Because George Soros says so. Yeah, goat man.
The El Paso City Council and County Commissioners voted recently to fund a position that would help coordinate volunteers. Mayor DeMarco said the city will seek reimbursement from the federal government. You are currently on a test.
Okay. So you're gonna create a fucking paid position to help coordinate things, and then you're gonna go and apply to the federal government for funding? No, fucking go to Mexico for funding. Ugh. This is wow.
It allows us to frankly take more action than we've been able to do in the past and justify that for a humanitarian need, an emergency need, Margot said. If we are required to spend some funds, we will.
This is not okay. Do you know who is it? Do you know who is this is an emergency for? The citizens of Texas. Okay, that's who it's an emergency for. Not for the fucking migrants who chose to walk through the desert on their own with their children and come here. It is an emergency for the citizens of Texas. Because now they have they've just in March, you've got 100,000 people coming in looking for asylum, which means they're looking for jobs and homes and money and education for their children and childcare for their children and healthcare for their children. And I'm sorry, no system can handle that much influx that quickly. No matter how good the system is, that many people coming in that quickly is going to fuck up your system. And all you need, asylum from what is, that's a very good question. Because there is no actual war going on. There is no, there's no like, there's no, these are all economic migrants. They're not fleeing from a civil war. They're not do you know who the only South American country that I could think of right now who could possibly deserve its citizens to seek asylum in another country? Venezuela. That's it. That's it. That's the only country that I can think of who I could go, yeah, you know what? Maybe they could be, I could see them being refugees. Every other country, it's very sad that the cartels and the paramilitary have taken over your country. But you got to stay and you got to fix your own place. It can be done. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be pretty, but it can be done. Countries need to be either maintained or dissolved, but you do not get to just exit en masse illegally and enter another country and be like, help! It's not an emergency, you racist.
In McAllen, migrants deemed to have credible asylum cases are released to the Catholic Charities Respite Center, where they're allowed to shower, given medical attention, and helped with getting a bus or airplane ticket to their final U.S. destination.
Well, how do you deem a migrant family to have a credible asylum case? What does a credible asylum case look like? Sounds a boot right, says Cryptic. Ah ha ha ha.
Sister Norma Pimentel, who oversees the shelter, said she received a phone call 2 weekends ago from a Border Patrol official warning that the numbers were about to skyrocket. The next day, around 800 migrants showed up to the shelter, she said. On Wednesday, clusters of migrants crowded the halls of the center. Lines stretched down long halls as migrants waited to use the shower or pick up diapers. Teams of volunteers called migrants' relatives to get bus tickets. Every 20 minutes or so, a new tour bus would drive up and deliver another 50 migrants into the shelter.
My God.
Among the throngs were Freddy Escobar, 27, and his wife, Catherine Lopez, 23, and 3-year-old daughter, Aileen Escobar. The family fled Guatemala earlier this year when corrupt police officers threatened to take over his car wash business in Guatemala City and tried to kidnap him, Freddy Escobar said.
That's not refugee status. War-torn country, famine, pestilence is all you need. Yeah. It doesn't help that the mayor wants this to be a sanctuary city. By the way, the governor made sanctuary cities illegal in Texas. Good. Good.
They crossed into the U.S. from nearby Nuevo Progreso, Mexico, waiting 10 days at the international bridge and sleeping in a nearby church until they were allowed to cross and seek asylum. He said he was surprised by the throngs of other migrants joining him in U.S. processing centers but was excited to get to Houston to start a new life.
You were surprised? Really? You were surprised by all the other migrants there? X to doubt. X to doubt. Seriously. Fucking X to doubt. Oh, look at all these other migrants. I never thought there would be so many people here. Fuck off. How stupid do you think we are? Fuck off. Like, seriously. This is, wow. Hello, Cracked.
It won't be easy. We're starting over, he said, but we pray everything will turn out okay.
Yes, you pray. You pray. It won't be easy. No, breaking the law never is easy. And I love how they're actually allowing people to seek asylum by doing this. You should immediately, if you come this way and you try and like get across the border and then turn yourself into border agents and be like, I need asylum, you should automatically be told no, go home. Vanilla Bear! Hi, Vanilla Bear. It's a Vanilla Bear. Hello. They have been dropping off 1,500 immigrants in San Antonio every week, literally kicking them off the bus and going, here you go. That is in fucking sane, Alamo Golf Citizen. This is, wow. I can't believe this.
Link. Donald J. Trump, screen name, link. The Democrats have given us the weakest immigration laws anywhere in the world. Mexico has the strongest, and they make more than $100 billion a year on the U.S. Therefore, Congress must change our weak immigration laws now, and Mexico must stop illegals from entering the U.S.
Yeah. I don't see what's wrong with that tweet. I really don't. It's true.
Despite the crush, Pimentel said she will continue taking in the migrants. If you drop them off on the street, they're not going to know what to do, she said. We're going to have chaos. We're going to have a terrible problem.
You already do have a terrible problem, and you are going to have to drop some of them off on the street. In fact, you probably already are. So try again. Open the borders, let every man and their dog in, and all will be fine, says opinionated Scotsman. We're just finding this out. America didn't have mumps and measles until all these immigrants started flooding in. Yep, Alamo Gulf citizen, you're absolutely correct.
As the respite center started to overflow last week, city officials got involved, opening new shelters and contracting buses to take the migrants directly to shelters rather than have them cluster around the bus station downtown.
Okay, so you're going to take them to other shelters and have them cluster there? Build a wall around California and drop them off there. Good idea. In fact, let's just give California back to Mexico. From the sound of it, they're already getting dropped off on the streets, says Mr. Misanthropic. Yeah? Yeah, let's just give California back to Mexico and then wall off the whole fucking thing. Oh, have you heard about just about enough of the Brexit crap there, Vanilla Bear? Vanilla Bear, did you watch Sargon's It's all Peruvian pan flute bands. Did you see Sargon's video this morning? That little 5-minute video of his little speech. He's a good speaker. For someone who doesn't really want to get into politics or whatever, he's a damn good speaker. I forgot. Oh, wait, I forgot. Northern California actually has good wine and beer. Okay, half of California. All right, that works. Hey, I play the pan flute, says Goatman. Oh, cool. While you're at it, build a wall around Florida too. Yes. Oh, Bear told you about it. I suggest I would watch it. It's only about 5 minutes long, and it's a pretty good speech. I thought he was running for office. He is now, but he started this whole thing off by last year by going, "I don't want to get into politics," But now he's running for office, and I think it's a good idea. He is a good, good speaker, actually. And my wife plays the skin flute. Well done. It's literally just 3 cities in California. I know he's running for UKIP. He started last year by saying he didn't want to get into politics. I suggest we give Mexico the call me crybabies and we keep California. We could do that. They can have LA, yes. Sargon hasn't got a hope in hell BPA, sorry. Oh, no, I'm not I don't I don't think he's gonna go far. Yes, Sargon is running for office, all you need. Yeah, his white word that I'm not going to say so my channel doesn't get fucked up, spat from the other year, will make sure he doesn't get far. Yeah. Unfortunately. I have the local elections, and I'm not, and I wouldn't even vote as none of them even have a clue. Yeah, yeah. Members of parliament are unfortunately clueless. Everything I've heard from Sargon is he's not running. Oh, he'll say he's not running, but he's out there making speeches and with UKIP all the time, and he's his channel is about to explode. Yeah. Explode in as in like go big, or explode as in get nuked? All right, let's see here. Let's find the next story here. All right, let's close group chat here. Now, let's open Le Twitter. We're going to do one more news article, and then we're going to get into that fun Watergate-esque recording. It's a 20-minute long recording that I'm going to react to, and I haven't heard any of it yet, so this is going to be interesting. It's going to be a cold reaction. And it has to do with the SNC Lavalin case in Canada. I had a Labor leaflet shoved through the door. I wouldn't even use it to clean my bottom. Could go either way now that you mention it, says all you need. Yeah, that's true. Because when he had Tommy Robinson on, Tommy Robinson was like, welcome to the death of your YouTube channel. Oh, God. Okay. All right. Pope criticizes building walls to keep migrants out. Yeah, you know what, Pope? You ain't got no business criticizing anything. You get the pedophilia cleared up in your church, and then we'll talk about who gets to criticize who. Crazy bastard. All right, I've got the article. What I'm going to do is I'm going to paste it here in the Hangouts chat. Then what I'm going to do oops. All right, guys. All right, I did it. I did it. I did it. Yay, me. Okay. Can you see my screen? It says stop presenting, so doesn't the Pope have a huge wall surrounding the Vatican, says all you need? Yes. Yes, he does. You cannot. What the hell? Well, fuck me sideways, Hangouts. Why do you have to suck? All right, well, fuck it. It's not gonna let me fucking present myself, then fine. Be a douchebag, Hangouts. I see nothing but my avatar. Okay, well. Yeah, I did. Because you can't get it up. No, okay, well. I was presenting Pincalo just fine last night without any help, so I'll have to figure out how to do it. Maybe it's because I'm using Safari and not Chrome that it's not working. I'll try it tomorrow with Chrome and see if it's any different, but I don't want to leave. Oh, fuck. Okay, so I have to do the share screen myself too. Okay. I got to do the share. Okay. Share screen and then do the present. Why does the Hangouts get the fuck me sideways? Oh, because that's the thing I say when I'm angry, honey. I say fuck me sideways when I'm angry. And if you want me to say fuck me sideways, then you're gonna have to get me really angry while we're doing stuff. And no. Anyway, this is by Reuters and it's from yesterday. Here we go.
Aboard the papal plane, March 31st, Reuters. Pope aboard the papal plane, March 31st, Reuters. Pope Francis said on Sunday that political leaders who want walls and other barriers to keep migrants out will end up becoming prisoners at the walls they build. You are.
Then, get rid of that thing around the Vatican. There, Popey boy. No, I just hit present myself, honey. I just did the thing that I did for you last night because I didn't hit share screen before I presented you. I just did what I did with you last night. I didn't hit share screen when I presented you last night. At all. I told her all of this before I left the house too, people. What you do is off stream is your biz, but no degeneracy on stream. This is a family friendly show. Ha 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 ha. I guess if your kids listen to me while I'm ranting, then that's not good. You freaking get a note home from school. Your child stubbed his toe today and said, fuck me sideways. Do you know where that comes from?
The Pope made his comments to reporters aboard the plane returning from Morocco in response to a question about migration in general and about U.S. President Donald Trump's threat to shut down the southern border with Mexico. Builders of walls, be they made of razor wire or bricks, will end up becoming prisoners at the walls they build, he said. You are currently.
What are your walls made out of there, Pope? I just did what I did with you last night, Blind Press 2018. Family friendly, I'm listening to the wrong show. Yep. So fucking really, the guy who's in control of a religion rife with pedophilia, whose city is its own country in the middle of a country with walls around it, is sitting there going, walls are bad. Like, are you serious, Francis? Are you serious right now? It's a Saint Fuji. Hello. Would the Vatican take in a few hundred Muslim migrants? Oh, that would be great. That would be great.
Francis, who did not mention Trump in his response, has sparred with the U.S. president before over migration, which was a theme of several questions on the plane as well as during the trip to Morocco. Trump has declared a national emergency to justify redirecting money earmarked for the military to pay for his promised U.S.-Mexico border wall.
Yes, because there is a fucking huge amount of immigrants coming through illegally. I'm sure they would, but I don't think the migrants would be coming in peace. I don't think it would end well for either side, says Chadwick. That's most likely true. The word ironic comes to mind, says All You Need. Very much so. I think Pope Francis is heavily irony impaired. Like, very, very much so.
I realize that with this problem of migration, a government has a hot potato in its hands, but it must be resolved differently, humanely, not with razor wire, the Argentine-born Pope said on the plane. You are correct.
Listen. You have no business talking until the Vatican wall comes down and you're having a wall around your country is fine as long as no one else does it. I know, right? The Vatican wall encompasses the city. Trump just wants a wall around on one border. He doesn't even want it around anything. He just wants it on one side of the fucking country. I definitely don't still work for the military, but if I did, I would be fine with diverting funding for the wall. Yeah. Francis, tear down that wall. Love it. That's great.
Addressing Moroccan leaders on Saturday, Francis said that problems of migration would never be resolved by physical barriers but instead required social justice and correcting the world's economic imbalances. With fear, we will not move forward. With walls, we will remain closed within these walls, he said on Sunday. You are...
Oh. Is he blind? Does he not look out the windows of the Vatican every day and see the wall? Irate says they need to sell 20% of their gold and feed some people. Yeah. I agree. I'd like it if everything was settled with razor wire because that would just be hilarious. It would. Jousting with razor wire. Irony is lost on this man, says Scotsman. Yeah. I wonder if I could get blocked by the Pope, says Mr. Misanthropic. You could try. Social justice, go fuck yourself, says Hawk Silk. Yeah. If his Popeness has trouble with walls, then he should suspend the Swiss Guard and get rid of the borders as a political entity. Yep. Yes, he should. Well, he put himself behind a wall, so apparently not. Yeah, I know, right? No, he has to forgive you. Oh.
Besides the United States, migration has again risen to the fore of national political debates in a number of North African and European countries. On the plane, Francis repeated some of the key points of his views on migration. He said wealthy countries should help eliminate the root causes of migration, such as poverty, war, and political instability.
Listen, you bastard who comes from a country where the National Socialists of Germany ran away to. You have no idea what the fuck you are talking about. And why are you not using some of your vast wealth as a fucking country to feed and abolish the root causes of immigration? Tell you what, when the Vatican starts donating its gold to fucking... When the Vatican starts donating its gold to feed the hungry children in Africa, then we'll talk. Okay? When the Vatican brings down its walls and just becomes another city in Italy, then we'll talk. Okay? They've got themselves a city, which is a country within the city of Rome. Okay? They are a country city in the capital city of Italy. How much more fucking privileged could you get? And yes, I'm going to use the words privilege in this fucking context. Because he's incredibly... Oh, you fucking retard. That's kind of funny, says Pincalo. Is it what 4 plus 8 is 4? Yeah. So now that I've read that piece of crap article... Oh, migrants should be accepted, protected, and integrated. And if a country cannot handle the numbers, the migrants should be distributed among other countries. What? So that 100,000 people in just March alone, the U.S. should be like, hey, we've got a whole bunch of illegal immigrants here that showed up without filling out the proper paperwork. Canada, do you want some? Costa Rica, how about you? Jamaica, are you in? Foreign aid. Oh. Oof. Zombie Teddy says if the Vatican walls weren't there, all their little boys would escape. Oof. Too soon? Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Well done, though. So that's the end of that ridiculous story. Uh-oh. Oh, good. Whew. Okay. I did not accidentally close the Hangout. I thought I did, but I did not. Okay. So it says screen share. Do I broadcast when I go to screen share? Do I hit the... Well, they don't run into Kevin Spacey's basement anyway. Ooh. When I do screen share, do I hit the Google Hangout or do I hit the desktop? What am I supposed to click on when I do screen share? I'm going to run and get the audio recording while I'm doing that, because now it's time to listen to some leaked audio from the federal government of Canada. Whoa, oh, oh. Come along. Okay. It does, but it's dimmed until I select. Oh, see, it doesn't say active window. It says share hangout or share desktop. And then until I click either one of those options, it's dimmed out, like grayed out. So yeah. That's why I'm confused. I have a feeling that it's the Safari issue. Quiet, stomach. I fed you before I left. Stream started. Holy fuck, what's wrong with me? Come on. Come on. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Are you guys ready? Hopefully this is going to be all right. It seems fairly. Hello, Blind. What did you break now? I didn't break anything. Oh, it might be audio only. Oh, yeah. I don't need to screen share for the audio. No, I know. I just wanted to see if I could do it. That's all. I wanted to see if I could do the screen share. So I'm hoping that this plays okay. I don't have Voicemeeter, and I really should do research on whether you can use Audacity as a Voicemeeter substitute. But I'm just going to play it through my speakers, and hopefully the sound is all right.
Press pause.
Hello, Michael. It's Jody.
Hi, sorry about the phone tag.
That's okay.
I'm not calling about the litigation directive. I'm calling about the other unpleasant one. The deferred prosecution agreement thing and SNC and so on. I wanted to pass on where the PM's at.
So he sounds very. He already sounds like she already, like, you could tell she doesn't sound happy. So the backstory real quick. This is a recorded conversation, and it's going to be talking about a construction company out of Montreal who since 2001 has been receiving funding from, well, not anymore since he's dead, but they were receiving funding from Muammar Gaddafi, and this company was looking to continue getting and receiving payment for funding and private contracts to build in Libya. And Jody, the lady in this phone call, Yes, this is the audio from the Canadian Watergate, as Irate Prostate says. This woman, Jody, was the Attorney General at the time of this recording. She was not going to allow the Prime Minister to look the other way on this situation. She wanted the Royal Mounted Canadian Police involved, which is basically the federal, the feds, basically, our feds. She wanted them involved. She wanted to, hey P Dog. He wanted her to look the other way. He did not want this company prosecuted, and he did not want any of this to come out, basically. And she refused to play ball. Therefore, she was demoted to Veterans Affairs Minister. The Liberal government will deny that is why she was demoted, but we all know that that's why. And a month after that, she resigned, basically because she had lost faith in her cabinet. This is serious shit. Yes, P-Dog, awesome show earlier, dude. Send me a DM, dude, because I really want to have you on a guest day at some point. Like either this Friday or next Friday, whatever you can. If you don't have to work or anything like that afterwards, after your show. So yeah, we're gonna continue on here.
Our intelligence from various sources is that the company is getting to a very serious point now. The board has asked consulting firms for options for the board for their next meeting, which could be selling out to somebody else, moving, various things.
Yeah.
So, and it seems to be real and not a bluff. So there's a lot of like another rising anxiety, as you can imagine, about signature firm and job loss and all that coming after the Oshawa thing and what's going on in Calgary and whatnot. So the PM wants to be able to say that he has tried everything he can, within a legitimate toolbox to try to head that off.
Press play.
So here you can hear, even in the private conversations, they are always talking about jobs. This is what Justin Trudeau's cabinet does. And this is kind of an insight I've not listened to this before. Let's see. I haven't listened to this at all beforehand. But you can tell that they're trying to, without saying, you got to toe the party line and always talk about the speaking points that Justin Trudeau talks about. I'm willing to bet he's gonna bring up job loss again. Because this is what Justin Trudeau always brings up when confronted with an issue that his government has caused. He goes right to, well, we've got to keep the jobs going for Canadians and we've got to create more jobs. And I really want to see. This is under Trudeau's watch, yes. Mr. Misanthropic. Yeah, this is under Trudeau's watch. Whenever you hear this guy say the PM would like, he's talking about Trudeau.
Press pause button.
Quite determined, quite firm, that he wants to know why the DPA route, which Parliament provided for, isn't being used. And I think he's going to find a way to get it done one way or another. So
press play.
So he's just basically said, why are you not playing ball? And he's going to get his way whenever he wants, like whenever. That's a thinly veiled way of saying he's going to get his way whenever he wants it. We impeached a president for less than this. Yeah, I know. And the Conservative Party of Canada is calling for his resignation. Who will he throw under the bus to save himself? Oh, he's thrown a lot of people, including this lady Jody. Jody Wilson-Raybould. He's thrown her under the bus, big time.
Press call.
He's in that kind of mood, and I wanted you to be aware of that.
Okay.
So, I don't know if he's going to call you directly. He might. And he's willing, I think he's thinking about getting somebody else to give him some advice. He doesn't want to do anything that's outside the box of what's legal or proper. But his understanding is, the DPA tool is there. And you have options that we've talked about before to ask for reasoning from the DPP, or even to take over the prosecution of he just wants to understand more at this point why the DPA route isn't being taken up in this route. So he's thinking about bringing in somebody like Bev McLaughlin to give him advice on this, or to give you advice to make, if you want to feel more comfortable that you're not doing anything that's inappropriate or outside the frame of.
Wow. So he's basically saying that Justin is trying to he wants to bring somebody in who's going to play ball, or, help her play ball if she's, uncomfortable with it. Wow. Does the left still love him in Canada? There are a few people who still love him, but more and more Canadians are getting really upset. Will this finally be the nail in Trudeau's coffin? I hope so. I really do.
Just percent competent. I'm doing nothing inappropriate.
Yeah. No, but would not be if you decided to use some of these tools under the law. Because I think he feels the government has to have done everything it can before we lose 9,000 jobs in a signature Canadian firm.
Called it. He just did it again. I swear to God, you guys, I have not listened to this recording at all beforehand. I told you 5 minutes ago he was going to keep bringing up job loss. He just brought it up again. This is, wow, okay, let's see.
Right. So, I'm confident in where I'm at, and my views on SNC and the DPA haven't changed. This is a constitutional principle of prosecutorial independence that, Michael, I have to say, including this conversation, previous conversations that I've had with the Prime Minister and many other people around it, it's entirely inappropriate, and it is political interference.
Just go, girl. Holy fuck, I love you. Oh my God. Wow. The balls on her. I couldn't get it to play last night, or we would have listened to it last night, says Pincalo. Trump is virtually a saint compared to Trudeau, in my opinion, says Green Thunder. You know what? He is, because Trump, for being a New York businessman, has been pretty open about the way his government has been operating and will operate. Trudeau is very much a backdoor politician. He's slimy. Hashtag say it ain't so, Trudeau. Ugh. Sounds a lot like my gerbs, my gerbs. It does. It does.
Press pause.
The Prime Minister, obviously can talk to whomever he wants, but what I am trying to do is to protect him. I can have a conversation with Beverly McLaughlin. I can call her right now. I'm just issuing the strongest warning I can possibly issue, that decisions that are made by the independent prosecutor are their decisions. We gave her and them the tools, the additional tools. I made it very clear at the cabinet table and in other places that these tools are the discretion of the prosecutor, and everybody agreed to that. And there was no guarantee that there would be a DPA in this or any other case. So we were treading on dangerous ground here. So I'm going to issue my stern warning, because I can't act in a manner, and the prosecution can't act in a manner that is not objective, that isn't independent. I can't act in a partisan way, and it can't be politically motivated. All of this screams of that. So I'm
Press play.
Wow. Good for her. Good for her. And I love the little giggle she's got. I'm issuing this stern warning, as in, like, I can't believe I have to fucking say this. And I love how the conservative women, especially the conservative women politicians in the opposition, are calling Trudeau out on his fake feminism, because he has literally just sat there and for 2 years, I'm a feminist. I want women to be strong and speak for themselves and blah, 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 and be empowered. Here he's got this very strong, very formidable woman who is basically saying, no, I'm not going to play your fucking game. I don't care if you're the prime minister. You can talk to whoever you want to. In fact, I'll even call up your person that you want involved right now, and I'll talk to her. But this is not how this is going to work. This is and he's trying to shut her up. But he's a feminist.
Actually uncomfortable having this conversation, but I'm happy to talk to you. I'll call Beverly McLaughlin. I can't even imagine her feeling in any way, shape, or form comfortable with interfering with the independent prosecutor.
Okay, but I mean, I think that's where people are talking past each other. I mean, I think the view that he's formed, which I think I share, I'm not the lawyer in any of these conversations, and Elder and others, is it's not interference. The statute specifically has these other provisions in it that allow you to ask questions of the DPP. That's provided for. It's not interference.
But I would have to issue a directive. I would have to gazette this. The prosecutor, the director, whom I know and understand after having several conversations with her about another directive on HIV that I issued, she is a by-the-book person. If this is gazetted, this will be, and this is not, and I hear you on the jobs and wanting to save jobs. I mean, we all want to do that. This is
ha 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 ha. She brought it up this time. Do you hear what I mean? To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if we found out that he has some locked up people in his basement. Well, he is the true definition of a male feminist. Yes, Pincalo, he is. But this is like, if you hear he just said, but I'm not the lawyer in these conversations, but the statute has these provisions, blah blah blah. And it's like, dude, you just said you're not a fucking lawyer. The hell are you talking about?
Far beyond saving jobs. This is about the integrity of the prime minister and interference. There's no way that anybody would interpret this other than interference if I was to step in. It doesn't matter how I would look in doing that. I mean, I'd be a mockery. And that's not the problem. The bigger problem is what it would look like down the road for the government. It's not about jobs, and I know the jobs are important, so I don't want anybody to misinterpret that I don't care about those jobs. This is about the integrity of the government and recognizing that there is the ability to issue a directive under the Act. It is still, irrespective of the ability that I have to do that, one, it's never been done before, but two, this is going to look like nothing but political interference by the Prime Minister, by you, by everybody else that's been involved in this, politically pressuring me to do this.
Just
I love the way she puts that. I said for years Trudeau probably has several women's heads in his freezer. Oh, God. Temp drama teacher and ski instructor. Yep. But this is, like, the way that she puts that, I love how she throws that in. This looks bad on you, too. Like, like, she's not a stupid woman. She's trying to speak to his career, his worry about his career, his worry about how he looks. You can tell she's not happy. You can tell that she's like, I can't believe this is happening right now. And it's kind of funny that Trudeau, it's, your typical male feminist behavior. He sends his lapdog to do the dirty work. His lapdog, who just said 5 minutes ago that he's not a lawyer and doesn't know what, about any of this stuff law-wise. So he's been sent to talk to the Attorney General and Minister of Justice of the country, and he doesn't know law. Like, this is such a beta move by Trudeau to send some lackey that doesn't know half the shit he's talking about.
press pause.
I feel like I actually really feel uncomfortable having this conversation because it's wrong. And I hear the Prime Minister obviously can call me. Like I said to you, I will have I'm going to call Beverly McLaughlin and have a conversation about her with her.
Well, I mean,
Press pause.
I love how do you hear how he's all freaked out now because she's like, I'm just going to straight up call her, and I don't have to wait for you to call her in. I don't have to wait for Trudeau to call her in. I'll call her. And he's like, well, like, this is brilliant. They made a huge mistake shuffling her out of Attorney General. She was fucking amazing. Holy fuck, she is right on the money, man.
Press pause.
of course it hasn't been done before because
Pause button.
Parliament only created the instrument barely a year ago. So,
No. This instrument was, you mean the directive? The directive
yeah,
on a specific prosecution has never occurred, and this happened because Harper brought this law in, as you probably know, 10 years ago. The directive the DPA has never been used because it just entered the criminal code back in September. So I understand that this is the first case. The prosecutor sent me what's called a Section 13. You told me that you hadn't seen it before, but I've read it and I've reread it, and the Prime Minister's office has a copy of it. She explains in it why she's not doing it in this case. I have to be, unless it's something outrageous, comfortable with the decision, recognizing it's the first one, likely, and obviously I'm confident wasn't entered into lightly, made the decision not to enter into a DPA with respect to this case. And she explained why.
Press play.
So, again, like, she sounds like a mom right now. She sounds like a mom going, I've told you this 1,000 times. And so has this person. And so has this person. And why are you not listening to me? Like, it's like a mother or a teacher speaking to a willful child.
Press
So when did she convey that to you?
She issued the Section 13 back in September when I was down in Australia for whatever that, for the Five Eyes. And then all of this I mean, I have a timeline of every single conversation and everything that everybody's said to me on this. So I like, anyway, I just, again, I'm surprised that you and I are having this conversation, but I'm just saying that I really feel uncomfortable and about the appropriateness of this conversation.
So she keeps reiterating it. And what I want you guys to know, because you'll notice that she hasn't told him that he's being recorded. Okay, this is important. Okay, because a lot of states, I have a lot of American viewers, and a lot of states do not have one-party consent. Ontario is a one-party consent province, which means that if you are having a conversation directly with somebody, you may record that conversation without their knowledge, whether it be a phone conversation or if you're sitting in a room with somebody and you happen to turn on voice memos on your phone and record your conversation with that person. That is completely legal here in Ontario. You may not record somebody else having a conversation that you are not a part of. That is illegal. What she has done here is perfectly legal and perfectly admissible in any court of law in Ontario. So this is very important what she's doing here is because not only is she recording this, but she is making very sure that she states over and over again very clearly, I am uncomfortable with this conversation. I am uncomfortable with what the Prime Minister's office is asking of me. I am surprised that you are in fact making this phone call to me. And you can hear this guy. He's like, he doesn't know what's going on. He's like, well, when did you receive this directive? It's like, I don't think you, I think, I just looked it up recently, and you don't need to tell them. I think the reason that corporations have to tell you is because of here. You know what? I'll look it up and I'll recorrect myself if I'm wrong. I'll do some more reading, but what I've read seems to say that you don't need consent, and you don't need like it's I don't think you need to tell them. I will do that. I will do a quick research, and if I am wrong, I will correct on tomorrow's stream, because I'm always happy to admit when I am wrong. Your understanding may be wrong. Says my understanding may be wrong. Says all you need. You know what? I honestly, it's been a couple weeks since I looked it up, so I can't quite remember the exact wording of what I read. So I will do a quick. I ain't no lawyer, dog. So I will do a quick read up.
Press pause.
Okay, I understand that, but I mean, I think his view is not asking you to do anything appropriate or to interfere. He's asking you to use all of the tools that you lawfully have at your disposal.
I know I have a tool under the Prosecution Act that I can use. I do not believe it is appropriate to use it in this case.
Okay.
So this is them. So this is Trudeau, his lackey, saying, why are you not using all of the tools at your disposal? And she is saying, I understand what tools I have. I'm the fucking attorney general. Don't tell me what my job is. These tools are not appropriate for this matter. And he's like, okay. Like he just doesn't, like, you can tell that he is one of those, the boss says this, and the other person's like, well, the boss can fuck off. And he's like, shit, I don't want to have to go back to the boss and say that so-and-so said to fuck off, because then the boss will kill me. Like, that's what this sounds like. Like, the more this conversation goes on, the more panicked this man gets. Like, you can hear it in his voice, I'm sure.
Press pause button.
Right. I mean, that's clear. Well, I mean, he's in a very firm mood about this. So,
does he understand the gravity of what this potentially could mean? This is not just about saving jobs. This is about interfering with one of our fundamental institutions. This is like breaching a constitutional principle of prosecutorial independence. So we can.
I don't think he sees it as that. I mean,
well, then nobody's explaining that to him, Michael. Like, this is.
Press play.
Like, listen to this. He's in a very firm mood about this. What the fuck does that mean? Like, seriously. The Prime Minister is in a very firm mood about this. You know what that sounds like? That sounds like, the butler who, apologies for my master punching a hole through the wall. He's in a very firm mood. Like, and then she's very calm about it for most of this conversation. Now she's starting to get very upset because he's just, and you can hear the guy, you heard him, he just whispered, oh my God. Because she's not playing ball. And he's sitting there going, what do I do? She's not playing ball. Like, you can hear him, he's panicking. This is fucking eye-opening.
This is, we can stand up in the House of Commons and on Norman, on totally appropriately on Norman, on extradition, and we can talk about the rule of law. The cases aren't dissimilar. The principle or the integrity of how we act and respond to the tools that we have available and what we should and shouldn't do. I don't know.
okay. No, I mean, I respect where you're coming from.
You know what? I hope that you do, because I don't think anybody respects this. I mean, the conversation that Jerry and Katie had with my chief of staff, and I have it, like, she wrote down what they said, like saying that they don't want to have anything or hear any more about the legalities, but want to talk about jobs. Entirely inappropriate.
Okay, well,
Press play.
Wow. Way to go. Like, she's just calling this bastard out. Like, this is basically, I am listening to this, and all I can hear is a mob boss's lackey going to talk to somebody, and that somebody not going, oh shit, the boss is mad. They're like, fuck you and your boss. I don't fucking care. Yeah, shutting the door, yeah. No, she won't. She's not, and this is, I'm actually sad that she's not the Attorney General anymore, because goddamn, she would have been great. Like, holy fuck. She's fantastic.
Press.
Well, I have it. I have it all. It's just.
okay, but I mean, you're not just the Attorney General, you're the Minister of Justice and the Cabinet, and but you have context within which you
not that they're not lawful. The perception and what will happen is it will be deemed political interference from day one when people were talking about why are we entering into or putting a DPA regime in place. Everybody knows it was because of SNC. Whether that's true or not, that's what people think. Whether
it's a tool used in lots of other countries, though, for these kinds of purposes, and especially if there's been a change of ownership or management of the company that's being prosecuted. I mean, it is a public policy tool.
Fair, but in our MCs all the way up, and in the law that we changed, we gave the Director of Public Prosecutions the discretion to enter into the DPAs and a judge to oversee the regime. There's no guarantee in any particular case, this one or the ones that will come, that they'll enter into the DPAs. Or
Press play.
So he's basically just told her, you're not just the Attorney General, you're in Justin Trudeau's cabinet, so you need to do what he says. What is going on here, though? So she could be PM now if she wanted. She should run for the Liberal leadership. She should. So this lady that we're listening to was Canada's Attorney General. And she was shuffled out of that position because she would not play ball with Justin Trudeau over a construction company who wanted to continue receiving private contracts to build in Libya. And they had also received money from Muammar Gaddafi, this company. And she wanted to prosecute them. And the Prime Minister was like, no, this isn't good. You shouldn't be doing that. And this recording is between the Prime Minister's lackey and the former Attorney General. She would never get elected, says all you need. She's a whistleblower now. Yep. That's the unfortunate part.
Just appropriate to do so. And that's what we consciously made the decision on when we decided as a cabinet to enter into this process, and I amending the law.
Is there anybody that can talk to Kathleen about the context around this, or to get her to explain why she's not? I mean, I guess the company has dealt with her directly, but
the company has. And Michael, there was a preliminary inquiry. I'm still trying to get an update on what happened at the preliminary inquiry. Like the suggestion that I made ages ago, which Jerry talked to you about in Montreal, was like, if nobody from the company ever contacted me or sent me a letter expressing concern, had that happened, I would have done what I believed appropriate, would have been to forward that letter on to the Director of Public Prosecutions.
I think they made direct representations to the prosecutor, though, and they tried to make a public interest argument and so on and so on, but they just get the impression they're not being listened to. So
yeah.
Press play.
Gee, I wonder. They get the impression they're not being listened to. I wonder how Jody feels. I wonder how Miss Wilson-Raybould feels about not being listened to. Canada needs a 1776. Yeah.
Press.
all right. Well, I don't. I'm going to have to report back before he leaves. He's been a pretty firm frame of mind about this, though. So I'm a bit worried.
A bit worried about what?
Well, it's not a good idea for the Prime Minister and his Attorney General to be at loggerheads.
Well, I feel that I'm giving him my best advice. And if he doesn't accept that advice, then it's his prerogative to do what he wants. But I am trying to protect the Prime Minister from political interference, or perceived or otherwise.
I understand that, but I mean, he doesn't have the power to do what he wants. All the tools are in your hands.
Wow. Wow. So he's basically saying this is your fault. I'd like to see Andrew Scheer take her and stick her as AG when he takes over. So would I. I'm trying to protect the Prime Minister from himself. Yeah. Basically, that's what she's trying to do. And this guy's like, no, this is not his. He can't do anything. This is all on you. This is, wow.
Just
Okay, so then I'm having like thoughts of like the Saturday Night Massacre here, Michael. Like, to be honest with you, and I don't. This is not a great place for me to be in. I don't relish being in this place, but what I am confident of is that I've given the Prime Minister my best advice to protect him and to protect the constitutional principle of prosecutorial independence.
Okay. All right, but I mean, I'm worried about a collision then because he's pretty firm about this. I mean, I just saw him a few hours ago, and this is really important to him. And okay, I don't know. There's not much more we can cover now. Then I understand where you're coming from.
No, you don't.
The Section 13 argument or response from Kathleen, you're saying Elder has that or had a version of that?
The Prime Minister's office has had it since September, since I've had it.
Oh my god, he was sent to her. Doesn't even know what the fuck the Prime Minister has for information. I bet you the Prime Minister read that briefing before he sent that fucker over to make that phone call. I think he's gonna fire him. Yeah, I think this Michael dude's more worried about his job than he is about hers.
just
All right.
They'll tell you that they haven't received a copy of it. Elder and Matsu said it to me when they came to my office. But we have documented evidence in terms of emails, etc., where that has been provided. So they
wow, they're lying to their own fucking. Okay, the Attorney General / Minister of Justice is a member of the same party as the party that's in power. Okay, so she's a member of the Liberal Party. Okay, and Justin Trudeau's office is lying to his own Minister of Justice about receiving a legal document because he knows that she is not going to allow him to fucking circumvent the Constitution. This is fucking ridiculous. This is fucked up, says Irate. It is. Who's the Canadian Minister of Truth? Yeah, I know, right?
just have it. Maybe they've misplaced it. I can send it back over to them, but I know that Jessica asked the other day when she was over at the PMO's office.
And what did they tell her? That they didn't have it or they'd never seen it? Or
I'll have to ask. I'll tell you exactly what they said. I'll have to ask her.
I think, well, my advice is Jessica should send it to Elder then just to make it like triply sure that they have it.
Okay, I'll get her to do that right now.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Thanks for calling. Thanks for
Thanks.
calling back so quickly.
No problem.
We'll see. He's still around tomorrow. There's a number of things on the go right now. So.
I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop, so I'm not under any illusion how the Prime Minister has and gets things that he wants, and I'm just stuck doing the best job that I can.
just play.
Oh, fuck. Wow. Damn. I know how the Prime Minister just gets what he wants. Holy fuck. Oh, wow. Go Jody. I love this woman, says Mr. Misanthropic. So do I. So do I. It would be great to see Trudeau led off in handcuffs to a code cell in Goose Bay or St. John's. I agree. I thought the Ministry of Truth was Twitter. Cracked. Nice one. Nice one. So, that is our Canadian, that's our leaked audio. That's all 18 minutes of it. So that's that. And there was Pincalo found an article. I'm gonna ask him if he can find it again for me and DM it to me, because there are people in the Liberal Party who are going absolutely batshit crazy over this recording, and how the Prime Minister wasn't briefed on this conversation, and all sorts of blah 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 bullshit. So yeah, I'll see if Pincalo can find me that article. What do you bet that the media will bury this? Killer, so that's the missing 18 minutes from Nixon's tape. The media, I don't know if they can. Jody for Prime Minister, fucking right. Has JT's net worth increased recently? I don't know. He is fucked, says Irate Prostate. Yes, he is. I don't, yeah, all he needs agrees with me. I don't think they'll be able to. I don't either. The conservative opposition is, they're grasping onto this, and rightfully so. And I think this is going to be the last thing that's going to keep. Oh, they'll try. They'll try, Mr. Misanthropic. I don't think they won't. I think they'll try. I just don't think that it'll be successful. They're going to have a field day with this, yeah. The Conservative Party of Canada, if they're smart, are going to jump on this and use this, and Andrew Scheer is not a stupid man. So, I think this is going to be bad. I wouldn't be surprised if, because of this, we would not see I would be very surprised if the Liberals get reelected for the foreseeable. Like, I think we're going to see a conservative federal government for many, many years now. Unless Andrew Scheer does something absolutely horrible or absolutely detrimental, I have a feeling that we are going, for the foreseeable future, to be having a conservative government in Canada, because this makes the Quebec sponsorship scandal, where the federal Liberal Party was using public money for campaign ads. This makes that scandal look like a fucking first grade playground argument. This is really bad. And Trudeau's handling of it is even worse. They will play dumb, but don't be fooled. Yep. To be clear, politicians are rarely stupid. Crooked, yes, but rarely stupid. Yep. I wouldn't even not support her. OMG, China just declared war on Russia. April Fools. Well done. You guys are great. Well, guys, it's the last 2 minutes of the show, so if you guys have anything else you want to say, speak now or hold your peace till tomorrow. I hope everyone enjoyed the show. I will be back tomorrow at noon with another edition of the coffee stream. And thank you very much for coming and watching. Please like and share if you haven't already. What else was I going to say? Please consider, you have something to say? Okay. Have a good day, all, says Hawk Silk. Well, thank you very much. Please consider following the links in the description to my Twitter account, my Streamlabs, and my Patreon. I also have some audio that I need to record for a couple of videos, so that should be exciting. And I hope everyone has a really good day. And I will see everyone back here tomorrow at noon. Have a great and safe day, everybody.